it's Mike.
And Diana.
Here with your April report on March statistics for the...
Ding!
Come on, graphic. There we go. Some things don't work as smoothly as you want them to.
Yeah, sometimes, but they do.
We are so proud and just happy as your past president and your current Empress, President.
Goddess.
To know that we're helping people serve our communities, protect private property rights, and elevate the profession every day. And you're watching this video, so we know you're one of those people that wants to be informed so that you can inform your clients and they can make great decisions. The median price appreciation, Diana, what do you notice about this?
I'm seeing a pattern. I'm seeing a pattern here. A lot of times, people look at numbers and they're like, oh my God, we went from 500,000 to 470. The sky's falling. Holy crap, what are we going to do? But no, it's where you have to go back and research, double check there's not a pattern there. And usually in that early months, we are, it's a little bit slower. So the pattern's going to traditionally drop a little bit and then it's going to bounce back up. But no, the sky is not falling.
Right. So, if you look in February over the last few years, 335, 401, 425, 460, 470. What's that pattern? Completely different than if you look 500, 470, 500. But our median price did hit $500,000. Again, number of sales continue to lag behind last year, which lagged behind the year before, which lagged behind the year before, which lagged behind the year before, which lagged behind the year before. That is a pattern.
Yeah.
The number of sales, if we really look, we used to do 371. We're doing more than, 35% less. 452, 465 down to 323. That's 25, 30% less than what we saw during the boom years of COVID and during COVID and right after post-COVID. Doesn't mean there's not a lot of commission money out there because the home prices, if you look at 2020 going, what was the average price in 2020 in March was $300,000. So you can do the math on what you charge for commission versus $500,000.
It's a little bit of a difference.
Yes. So, fewer pieces of the pie, but each piece
bigger slice.
Yeah, a bigger pie to share from. So that's the good news. But just know that unless something changes drastically with the interest rates, which nobody sees happening, or the inventory, we're not going to see as many sales as we did in 2020, 2021, 2022, but we're probably going to see about the same as 2024. And of course, this is our FMLS stats. It does not factor in new home construction, and there's lots of opportunity for you to show your buyers new homes. I think you're showing buyers new homes today.
I am showing new homes today.
We were chatting earlier, and then I just closed 2 weeks ago a nice sale in Solio, Belmont. And I was showing
some pretty orchids over
beautiful
there.
orchid that they gave us. So shout out to them for doing a great marketing job. We have 945 listings on the market. The maximum is 6.7 million. I don't know what happened to Chipper Jones' house. That was at 15 million and 10 million.
Whew,
but
curious.
It's gone. But the median price is 578, and the average price is 732. Remember, median means half are above it, half are below the average. What we can say is that the max price is so high, it's pulling the average price up. Sort of interesting, we have 435 under contract. This is an indicator of how many are going to close. If you're under contract for an average of 45 days, you can divide this by 3 and multiply by 2 to figure out what should close next month. So that would be basically 450. Divided by 3 is 150, and then to close that would give you every 2 weeks, so you get about 300 a month closing moving forward, which puts me in the stats. Now I could be completely wrong, but that's what the numbers are showing.
You're never wrong. No.
I am often wrong, and I'm often wrong when I'm saying I'm never wrong. So there we closed. We had 322. Again, here's the median price is 500,000. We had a couple of big sales to above $1 million. And in fact, 12 homes. It's not 12. It's 112 homes are asking over $1 million, which is about 13%. 18 closed in March over $1 million. 19 more are under contract and pending. I would love to be in that market, but if you have 112 and only 18 are closing, that's a neutral market, 6-7 months of remaining inventory. Far more active are the homes that are 500,000 or below. We have 208 active homes between 400,000 and 500,000.
Nice.
And we have 89 closed. Okay, sort of a sweet spot. If you have clients in the 400,000 to 500,000 range, they represented the most closings last year. 300,000 to 400,000, we only had 135 active, but 68 closed. And under 300,000, we have 20 active. 4 are marginal homes. 9 are self-identified as needing TLC, love, or don't go on the premises without permission. So they need data work. 6 are townhouses. Nothing wrong with townhouses for buyers looking to get into the market. 1 is leasehold, and 1 was move-in ready, and it was 912 square feet. Under 300,000, we look at 18 closed, out of the 322. So it seems to be the sweet spot is 300,000 to probably 600,000 is a sweet spot if you're going to start targeting things. If you want to look at a farm or knock on doors, that's where I would go, the $300,000 to $500,000 neighborhoods.
Smart.
Median sales price showing up to 500,000, steady increase. We'll show you another chart in a second. For rent, people always say, well, I'll just rent. Gosh, the renting price for townhouses, we have 57 on the market where we've rented roughly 22, 23 a month. Median rental price is $2,200. Single family house, the median rental price is $2,470. We're renting about $50 a month. It's almost as much as buying a $300,000 house. Now the $2,500 a month rent is probably a $450 house, depending on where it is. But you're not in the market, and you're
not building that equity in your own personal.
Absolutely.
Investments.
We believe in buying houses instead of, pay your own mortgage rather than your landlords. Cherokee County, the showing time provides some stats. Again, we could show the median sales price. This is through February. Showed February was $470. Average sales price was a little higher. Showing time, because they're a little more thorough with their stats than I am, they're going to take an extra month to get, meaningful numbers out there. But here's what I always like is the key metrics here. Percentage of list price received, 98.2%. And then was last year through this time. Now it's 97.4%. So if you have a sales price ratio with your list price that's higher than this, that might be a marketable difference that you have with somebody. And you don't need to highlight that fact. So my list price to sales price ratio is 99.1%.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's 1.7% higher. Now I don't need to say,
fancy.
No. Well, Diana's is 95%. You never talk down another agent.
Never.
What you can say is what concerns me is if you don't hire me, neuro-linguistic programming, if you don't hire me, you might choose an agent that doesn't do the average, in fact, maybe below average, because for every agent that's at 99%, there's an agent that's at 96%. And then I would ask this question, Diana, can you afford to give away 3% of the value of your home by hiring the wrong agent?
Absolutely not.
Strong question. And notice how you say it. Same thing here with townhouses in Cherokee County. It's 98.6%, same numbers, just a different source showing you. Sometimes if you pull out two sources of the information the same, it can reassure your buyers and your sellers. Here's the median sales price. They do what's called a rolling 12-month calculation. So the chart's going to be a little smoother than ours. You're not going to see the dip, the median sales price. You don't see it drop down from 470 because overall the last 12 months it's gone up.
Yeah.
And so that's what this chart shows. And this is the state of Georgia. Cherokee County is outperforming the state of Georgia because of our good schools, because of our good infrastructure, because of our quality of life, and because Diana is president.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah,
seriously. Notice how the gap is widening since you were president, and it was narrowing when I was president.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I noticed that too. Patterns.
Yes,
We talked about patterns.
Yeah. Look at what happened when Becky was president. No.
We love you, Becky.
Yes.
Becky Shea.
So here's something that's really important. The tip, when the stock market drops, and it's been really uncertain the last 2 weeks, people switch to invest in bonds, precious metals. I think gold hit above $3,000 an ounce. I have a 2-ounce gold chain from the 80s, and when I used to have a perm and bell-bottom pants.
An afro.
Yeah, but that thing's worth like $6,000-$7,000 now.
Wow.
I'm thinking maybe I'll sell it. And they like to buy real estate. And so what you need to be is the informed voice of enthusiasm and certainty. In uncertain times, people love certainty. And so use words like I know and what's happened in the past. And you have to say it. And one of the best things to do. So Diana asked me, what do you think is going to happen with the market?
Mike, what do you think is going to happen with the market?
I don't know. What do you think is going to happen with the market?
Oh, I don't know. I hear lots of crazy things. I'm not sure.
What's the scariest thing you've heard?
That the market's going to crash.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're working with a buyer that thinks the market's going to crash, it's not going to be a good decision for them to buy. Okay. But here's what it is if you show them this next chart, which shows these gray areas are the recessions since 1960. 1960 to 62, the prices dropped like 1%. The 70 recession to 72, it went up. 74 to 75, prices went up. The recession in the 80s, this is when the interest rates were 18%, double-digit interest rates. Prices still went up. In 1990, prices went up. In 2001, prices went up. What people remember is the prices dropping due to the junk money, which doesn't happen any longer. We don't have the junk money loans out there. In 20, when COVID first hit, we had the recession and the prices went up. So something like 6 out of the last 8 recessions, home prices went up.
Yeah.
So I can't predict the future, but the past is indicating
It's a pattern.
is that people want certainty, and owning real estate is more certain than owning stock market in this current administration.
I concur.
Okay, so some fun stuff. We have a comedy show coming up May 15th. It's going to be wonderful. Those of you who went last year, we took your ideas in it. We have 3 great comedians rather than I think we had 76
No,
last year.
77.
77. We're going to have heavy hors d'oeuvres, so you don't really need to eat. There's going to be, what do they call it? Charcuterie.
Yeah.
We both
That
sound
thing.
like chickens. It's going to have meat and cheese and pretzels and stuff.
It's grown up. What do they call them? Lunchables.
Yes,
grown up
there you go.
Lunchables.
And 2 drink vouchers. We got 3 great comedians for you. It's $35 a ticket. You
Dinner, show, drinks, all the things.
and great company because
And
you're
great
going to be
company.
there.
Yep.
And yesterday, our golf tournament got rained out. And those of you that were filming this on Tuesday, April 8th, it's 40 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And yesterday it rained and thunder and lightning, and Diana had to postpone the golf tournament to June 9th.
June 9th is the next one, so please mark your calendars. We'd love to have you back out there. It's going to be a great time. And, the theme is Carnival Circus because this is my circus.
And I am her monkey. There we go. So, again, participate in these activities. There's several other things going on. Go to the Cherokee Association of Realtors website to see all that. And then, as always, we're proud to represent you, to work with you, and to support you in supporting your communities, protecting private property rights, and elevating our profession.